Hello and welcome back to Echo Night, the Lord of Nightmares. Last time, we set about on our missions to find what happened to our girlfriend. She disappeared from her university some time ago in July, and it's been a few months of nothing happening, and so we took our matters into our own hands. After a car crash, we landed inside the Clancy Mansion and have found that the place is replete with ghosts. Ghosts of the people who've lived here, and ghosts of people who have worked here as well. And not only that, the mystery of the Clancy Mansion goes deeper. As we found out, one of the poltergeists of the area was a young girl named Karen Clancy, the younger sister of Arthur Clancy. Albert Clancy. Albert Clancy was a man possessed, a man in love with his fiancee, girlfriend, or wife. We don't quite know who goes by the name of Jessica. Jessica we met and saw the picture of, and she looks quite a bit like our Christina. But he is a man possessed and has resorted to murdering his own sister. For what? We don't know. In the middle of all of this, we have met a young woman with red hair who is as disaffected and full of ennui as one could probably imagine. She doesn't understand why we help the ghosts. She's not afraid of the ghosts. And she is more interested in what we'll do than what is actually going on in the place at all. As we left off last week, we entered this central hallway and heard strange dragging noises. So the mystery of the Clancy Mansion continues to deepen. But right now, we're going to open up the store. We actually saw the combination of this earlier in the joined room at the bottom of a drawer in Roman numerals. I pointed out that it says V, VII, VII, and to keep that in mind, and this is where we're going to be using it. So it should be 586. Keep hitting the wrong button. You heard it unlock. So we'll head inside. Inside we actually see a distribution board, which I'm pretty sure we'll have to figure out soon. Brandy. So this is essentially a small den. A painting of a scene in a cave looking out at a lake.
みんなでね、かくれんぼしててね。でもね、全然わかんないの。いっぱい探したの。もうやだ。これを持ってる人が鬼なの。お兄ちゃん、代わりに探して。ダニエルとカートとジェフと、あとローラが隠れ
So she's a young child who, like a lot of young children, aren't actually very good at hide and go seek, and like a lot of children, was overwhelmed by it and just stood in a corner and cried. Very relatable, actually. So let's take a look at this bracelet. A bracelet has been left here, and we're going to take it. And we're going to equip these things. And as you can see, there are a couple of different places you can equip things for the hands and for the body. So you can have two different equipable objects. And just so happens that we know where one of these children are. So we're going to go run over and tag her.
ああ、見つかっちゃった。頑張って隠れたのに。はい、これ。
So each of the children will leave an astral piece once they've been found. Like the first game, this is an optional set of ghosts to find. You do not have to find them all for an ending, but to get the best endings, you have to find them. So now that she's tagged, and since we're here already, let's grab the key from the distribution board and head to the central hallway. We do not need the light here anymore, so we're pretty safe in doing it. And now all the light is off. Actually, in fact, I'm going to use the save point here, and we're going to head back to the front. Especially important to make sure you have all lights, all the ghosts out of a place before you take the electricity. Otherwise, you won't be able to see the young child. So let's see what was the source of that dragging noise. our friend Brian has either miraculously found himself alive and dragged himself that way, or someone or something has cleaned up the place. Let's do a sort of dumb thing and follow the trail of obvious blood. So you actually can't go this way because there's a big hole blocking your path. Take the dried herb. Let's take a note of this here relief. The goddess ring the bell of dawn.
誰だ? そっちには魔物がいる。この扉を開けるわけにはいかん。朝が来れば奴らはいなくなる。それまではダメだ。
And since we live in a barn, we're just going to leave the doors open. If you were wondering, yes, the valve actually moves. And there's a small water closet.
Oi, そこの君、ちょっと来てくれよ。ちょうどよかった。見てほしいものがあるんだ。ついてきてくれないか。不用心だからね。ちゃんと鍵をかけないと怒られちゃうんだ。
Sure, Richard. Follow this guy.
この中に船があるんだけど、シャッターが開かないんだ。君、なんとかできないかな。
Richard, so very trusting, decides to follow this guy, even though a body is missing, and this guy is probably the one who dragged him away. Over here's a poster. Please call me if you need transportation to the research facility on the East Shore. RNC Ruins Research Chief, Bridget Majorel. The Clancy family, as it so happens, owns quite a bit of land, and part of that land that they own has some archaeological ruins at it. At a small island nearby. And this is the wharf that people take to get there. So this shutter is closed, obviously. And this is where a crank would be placed if we had such a thing, but we don't. So he has nothing to say. He's not a bright bulb. But he does have a lamp, so, you know.
触るなよ。火が消えちゃったらどうするんだ。ああ、いや、その。とにかくこれは僕のだからな。そうだ、僕仕事があるんだった。そろそろ行かなくちゃ。
By God, fear the dark. Fear the dark. So he's super touchy about his lamp, as it's the only thing you can really interact with. And he dips out. Well, I guess there's nothing to do but, you know, come over here and take a look at the water. This is a little bit peaceful. Huh? What's that? Why, that's the body of Brian Node. Disposed of. How did this body end up here?
ああ、見つかっちゃった。せっかく沖まで出て捨ててきたのに。こうなっちゃしょうがないか。本当はこいつで背後からドスンってやるはずだったんだけどな。
Bullets cost money.
屋敷はいつもきれいにしておけってアルバート様に言われてるんだ。それと知らないやつは入れちゃダメだって。ジェシカ様を守るためだって。おーい、どこ行くんだよ。
So this starts a chase. We'll be heading this way.
逃げちゃダメだよ。怒られるのは僕なんだから。
So this is the fueling hut. We'll be grabbing this here gasoline. He went to stormtrooper training, although he did hit me once, which actually sucks. So we need to power up the generator. With that, we use the gas. And don't forget to turn it on. And then go out the side door. And that's the end of that. He leaves the crank to open the wharf, because he's had it the whole time. He was asking us to open it, and then he was going to use the butt of the gun to knock us out unconscious. So, one of the things we picked up was a notebook. And we're going to take a look at that right now. In the rain. It says operating the sprinklers. First, make sure that there's enough gasoline in the motor before flipping the switch. If it's empty, there should be some in the shed. Release the water supply valve located just outside the hothouse. Last of all, you simply need to push the sprinkler switch located in the greenhouse. So, in case you do not know exactly what you're doing, finding that notebook is a salve. So since we grabbed some seeds, we should be able to plant some. And that will come up later. The not dried herbs are a full heal, which will be nice for later. So let's take a minute to explore things before we go head to the research facility. Gardening tools and fertilizers have been left here. Looks like there's compost. Sofa's been placed here. Fairly plush looking sofa, actually. Charham's armrests, a important feature. So the whole idea is to knock out his lamp because of how incredibly touchy he is about it. There's a slate here. Little garden. This valve also powers the sprinklers, and this is the other door to the greenhouse. I'm so mad he got that lucky shot off as I was running away from him. So mad. So this is the shed. Fuel inside. Charcoal. And an oil supply device. Now it's somewhat important to keep in mind these oil supply devices. This comes in handy in a few minutes, but you'll want to know exactly what this is. The oil tank's light and the handle. There's a mechanic that will be coming up of keeping your lamps full of oil to maintain light. Because you'll now go through longer stretches where you just don't have any light. This is our method of fast travel between different areas in the rest of the game. And if you are observant, there is a bit of collision that happens right about here, which means one of the children is standing right there. But there's no light, you say. This is Christina's handkerchief.
Christina Collins。あ、この病室ですね。病院ですからね。静かにしてくださいよ。
あれ、来てくれたんだ。簡単な検査入院なんだから、そんなに心配しなくてもいいのに。 大丈夫。ちょっと無理しちゃって体調崩しただけよ。私、小さい頃から体は丈夫だったし。あ、もっとずっと小さい頃はわからないけどね。
じゃあそこまで競争よ。あ、ずるい。ちょっと待ってよ。
私、幼い頃の記憶はないけど、一つだけ思い出せることがあるの。私と同じぐらいの女の子。とっても仲良しで、毎日一緒に遊んでたと思う。私ってどこの誰なのかしらね。
Where should I go? We're heading over to the east shore. We're gonna stick our nose in the archaeological ruins. Very important to recall the beginning with the Eurydice and what happened there with regards to what we just saw. It is actually part and parcel of the mystery that we are unraveling.
はて、見かけぬ顔じゃな。お前さん、すまんがちょっと頼まれてはくれんか。向こうにある研究所から釣り竿を持ってきてほしいんじゃ。いつもあそこの連中に竿を借りるんじゃが、昨日行ってみたら何やら魔物が出おった。必死で振りほどかなけりゃ殺されるところじゃった。釣り竿はあの料理人め、今度こそ大物を釣り上げて驚かしてやるわ。人を下手くそ呼ばわりしよって。じゃが釣り竿がなければ始まらん。
So, we're looking for a fishing rod, which seems fairly mundane. If you count getting asked favors by ghosts mundane. But since he's blocking the only door, we're gonna head up this way. Albert will probably know we are on his trail now, after he chews out his henchmen. So let's take a look at these ruins. These are very, very much Stonehenge-like. This arch was made out of giant slabs of stone. The top stone fell, and it's leaning against the pillar. This arch was made out of giant slabs of stone. This seems to be the only one that's still in good shape. Now, those who've just seen Echo Night 98 will recognize that logo as the Rockwell's logo. The Rockwells, as it so turns out, are related to the Clancy family. although they missed the massacre on the Orpheus some years prior. This arch was made out of jagged slimes of stone. The top stone crumbled and fell. The ruins have been closed off due to a cave-in. Entry is prohibited until further notice. Gives us a moment to look at the manhole. We are heading knee-deep into strange Americana in this game. This is where this game gets a bit more weird in a very good FromSoft way. So now that we've made it into the research facility, let's throw a save. Save early, save often, especially as we have a poltergeist in our midst. This is a weird thing. It appears to be some sort of old figurine. Looks like a log stalker from Kingsfield 2J. Musical instrument and a bowl made out of clay. Doesn't seem like you can open up these doors, so we'll try the light switch. There's a secretary still doing her work. This is actually the worst for Richard. Power is still out. Just gonna run away from her.
おい、なんだお前は。ここの署員じゃないな。ロッカーに触るんじゃない。それは研究員のだ。
Guess we can't deal with those. Let's keep moving around. Here's the fishing rod. And we have a lab coat that we will be taking. Let's head back down and see if we can't get this fishing rod back to where it belongs. Come on. Richard's main weapon, stepping into another room. As you can see, they're fairly more aggressive than they were in Echo Knight 98. Especially this ghost.
おお、ご苦労さん。さて、あの生意気な料理人に目に物見せてやるか。ほほほほ。
See what else he has to say.
さて、あとは待つだけじゃ。
Alright. Let's save it again. And head into this here door.
She was 合っている。湖南に跡が。教会。
So as soon as you equip the lantern, she has disappeared. There is also a dried herb here in case you take some damage. You heard the mysterious voice. Now, the lantern is not eternally on. You have to keep filling it with fuel. You have to keep feeding it with oil. first thing I want to do is equip the medallion and the oil lamp. And we're gonna head quickly back to the mansion. Notice also I put on the wolf medallion. So,
ああ、よくここがわかったね。カートはまだ見つかってないの？負けちゃったな。あいつ隠れるのうまいんだ。前も夜になって寝てたところをやっと見つけたんだ。お兄ちゃん、早くあいつを見つけちゃってよ。
so we can check in with the young girl. And she'll tell us how many of her compatriots are left. Okay. So now that that's done, we can head back to the wharf, and then we can head back to the research facility. So whenever you get back here, always, always, always refill the oil. Like, be a fiend about refilling the oil.
みんなまだ残ってるのね。私ももう少し頑張らなくちゃ。あら、あなたは？その服装からすると、ここの書院には見えませんが。研究員以外の方は、署内に立ち入らないでください。
And that's because we're not wearing the jacket, because we had to switch it for the medallion. But if we equip the lab coat now,
あら、ジョンさん。お帰りですか？でも、いつもは、ケンが先に。おかしい。そんなはずない。
so if we head over here, I'm not sure if I can reach who's still working. We can't get past the secretary. So our only real destination is to make sure that Ken is listed as not here anymore before the secretary leaves. First, though, we're going to save it, and next time on Echo Night, we are going to continue to search through these ruins. We're going to find some extreme weird, Americana weird, Stephen King kind of weird in these ruins that just so happen to be on the estate of the Clancy family. And we are going to continue running up the oil, gas, and electric bill of Albert Clancy. So I hope you join me next time on Echo Night, Nemuri no Shihaisha. See you later, everybody.